Hi guys, and welcome to RetroB8. In today's episode I'm going to be showing you a new piece of hardware that is going to enter the shed. Best of all, it's Commodore hardware. Better than that, it's a Commodore 64. Now you're probably asking yourself, what Commodore 64 do I possibly need? Well guys, this is one that I've never actually seen in the flesh before. Let's get stuck into this guys, because I'm pretty excited to see this. Seen a few photos of them knocking around, see a few people on Facebook with various pictures of this model of Commodore 64, but finally I'm adding one to the collection of my own. Now it isn't perfect, there is a little bit of work to do, but that's great. I kind of enjoy doing that as well. So guys, here we go. This is it. And she looks in good condition. Well, there's a few obvious things that you can see that that need a bit of work doing to it, but here we go guys. There she is. This is commonly known as the Australian Commodore 64. Now this case was sold worldwide and not just in Australia. In fact, if we look on the back here, you might be able to make out that obviously a lot of it was made in South Africa. I'm not sure if that was where it was actually moulded, but more commonly these were found in Australia, because when we went from the bread bin of the Commodore 64, the original one, and then moved on to the Commodore 64C, they were a little bit late on introducing them to Australia. So obviously you know, people in Australia may be feeling a bit left out, and this design was created. Now this was never endorsed by Commodore at all, so it's not official, and you will see these in the UK and the US, but the first thing I can see straight away is that it is really solid. If we look at the back as well, you can see there's a few slight differences. We've got a reset here, RF, normal, cassette. Then we have here, this looks like it could be for like a Jiffy DOS or maybe some other sort of reset. Then we move to the side view, where it pretty much looks identical to the Commodore 64C, and back to the front. Obviously we've got a key missing here, we've got a few missing there, but I'm not really too fussed about that. I've got plenty of spares of all of those. And then when we look on the side, as you can see, it's just a normal looking side of the Commodore 64C. So that's it open guys. We're going to have a look inside, we're going to clean it all down, and then we're going to put on the diagnostic cartridge, make sure it's all okay, while connected up to the 1702 monitor. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside, whether it's a short board of the Commodore 64C or whether it's going to be what was commonly known as the long board, which was normally what was found in the bread bin. There was I think one Commodore 64C model that did used to have the long board in, and if you ever do find one of them, the keys on the top are normally a little bit different, but it does have one of the best SID chips of them all, which is the AR. Well, in my opinion anyway, it's one of my favourite SID chips. I'm pretty sure that that's right. So yeah, I'm going to cut away from now guys, and I'll show you inside.
So the first thing we're going to do is just lift off the lid so we can see what's inside, and then disconnect the keyboard, because the keyboard's knackered, so we definitely need to be replacing that. So disconnect the keyboard and then the power LED. So let's just peel this back, and yep, it's a long board from a bread bin from an original Commodore 64. Next up, we're going to take these screws out so we can get the motherboard out of the Commodore 64, so we see all the grime. That's beautiful on the underside, in great condition. This thing here, complete waste of time though, so just chuck that away. Great little cheap tool this guys. It's just a normal soft paintbrush. It's absolutely fantastic for getting 40-year-old grime out the bottom of there. It gets into all the nooks and crannies on the board as well without damaging it. Great tool. Right, then on to our next task, which is to get this knackered keyboard out, get our new one in. 6 screws, easily removed. And then let's get down to some cleaning with the old paintbrush back in there again. So if you need to be a bit more abrasive, toothbrush is great. I find that my wife's works absolutely fantastic in these little grooves at the top here. Then just a quick wipe down with one of these blue cloths. Of course, you always try it out on the inside first, just to make sure that it doesn't damage the plastic. And then this is our new keyboard. Had one ready at hand, just like on Blue Peter. Put our 6 screws in, and that is the keyboard easily changed. Now, if you look closely, you can see where the Commodore 64 badge was attached originally. Now, I couldn't get that glue off without being too abrasive, so I'm just going to put it back exactly where it was before, with a little bit of glue, just being really careful getting it into place, somewhere where it looks just right, covering the glue that was there before. And hey presto, she is done. The Commodore 64 Australian variant, looking as good as ever.
So guys, that's it. She is finished, and I think personally she is an absolute beauty. I've seen one of these quite a few times on Facebook, etc., but I've never been lucky enough to own myself. And she's fully working, she's powered up, and I'm going to play a little bit of a game on her. And why not go for a little bit of Commando? So guys, as you can see by the footage, really happy. Everything's working as it should, and yeah, genuinely happy to add the Australian, or as it's known as Australian, Commodore 64 to the shed, and it'll join the rest of the ones that I've got in here. So happy to add this one to the collection. Until next time guys, goodbye.